Practice set 3, convert each measurement. Problem number 2 is asking us to convert 600 ounces into tons. If there isn't a single one conversion from the units required, we may have to use more than one conversion factor. If we look at our conversion table given in the book, and we look under the weights, there is no direct ounces to tons. Rather, they give us 16 ounces to pounds, and if we would do that conversion, we then could use the fact that there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So this is a case of a problem where we will use two conversion factors. The first one, converting our ounces into pounds, we'll use this relationship, 16 ounces equals 1 pound. And once we have it in pounds, we'll use that second relationship that was listed that had the fact that there are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. Similar to what we've been doing before, you always start with what is given, expressed as a fraction. So we're going to start with 600 ounces. And if we were just going from ounces to pounds, and we used this relationship between ounces and pounds for our conversion, the fact that we want to get rid of ounces in the numerator dictates which arrangement we will put these two factors. We'll put the 1 pound in the numerator over the equivalent 16 ounces for our conversion factor fraction. That's going to allow us to cancel out ounces and give us an equivalent value in pounds. But while we're at it, before we pick up a calculator and to determine the value of this, let's continue on with the next conversion factor. Our value is now in pounds, and we'll go to this second relationship saying that there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. For this conversion factor fraction, we want pounds to cancel out, so the 2,000 pounds will go in the denominator with the 1 ton on top for this arrangement for this conversion. Looking at the fraction, pounds in the numerator will cancel out pounds in the denominator, leaving tons in the numerator. This tells us we have it set up correctly. Now it's a matter of simplifying the fraction. We'll take 600 times 1 times 1 for a value of 600 in the numerator. The denominator will have a value of 1 times 16 times 2,000, which gives us 32,000. Doing the division, 600 divided by 32,000, to simplify our answer, we end up with 0.01875 of a ton. The next problem that I want to look at is problem number 4. They're asking us to convert 65 fluid ounces into gallons. Again, if there was a single one relationship between the ounces and gallon, we'd be all set. But if we're relying on the information here on our table, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to have to use more than one conversion factor. So if I look down here, the largest fluid ounce measurement that I see is 16 fluid ounces in a pint. However, we don't have pints to gallons. We do have pints to quarts. And once we have it in quarts, we can then convert our quarts into gallons. So we're going to use 3 conversion factors for this particular problem. And to note what those are, we'll write those down. It was 16 fluid ounces was equal to 1 pint. So we'll get rid of our fluid ounces and have our value in pints temporarily. We will replace pints with quarts using the relationship 2 pints equals 1 quart. And finally, we will eliminate quarts by using the relationship of 4 quarts to 1 gallon. So we've got our game plan set. Same procedure as all of the conversion problems. We start with the given information, which is 65 fluid ounces expressed as a fraction, so it means it has a denominator of 1. The first goal is to get rid of fluid ounces, and so as far as choosing our conversion factor fraction here, we want the fluid ounces to cancel out, so we'll put the 16 fluid ounces in the denominator and the 1 pint in the numerator. fluid ounces are gone. Temporarily, we have units of pints. The next relationship, we want to get rid of pints, so when we express this relationship as a conversion factor fraction, we'll put the 2 pints in the denominator and the equivalent 1 quart in the numerator. In both these cases, these fractions are equivalent to 1 because we have similar or equivalent values over one another. This will allow us to cancel out pints. And before we pick up the calculator, let's set up our last conversion factor. We're not quite where we need to be. Our units are currently in quarts. We need to get rid of quarts. And to do that, we have 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. The conversion factor fraction arrangement that's going to get rid of quarts, we'll put 4 quarts in the denominator with the 1 gallon in the numerator. Quarts in the numerator cancels out quarts in the denominator. The unit that hasn't been canceled out is gallons. It's in the numerator. That's an indication that we've done this correctly. Now we simplify our fraction. 65 times 1 times 1 times 1 in the numerator gives us 65. In the denominator, we have 1 times 16 times 2 times 4. That gives us a value of 128. If you do the division, 65 divided by 128, you end up with approximately 0.5, and the measurement that we're after, or units, is gallons.